we understand that. Most of us often don't begin with plans and then things kind of happen. I understand that completely, and many in the audience will agree and understand what you have to say there. Could you read something for us?
Yes. Right, because this is, do you know the poem that I sent in for Gitanjali and Beyond? It actually featured in this. So I'll read that to give you like because poetry is woven, you can't escape the poetic content like woven throughout this. But at some point, I'm not going to say when, it kind of unravels itself and it kind of is laid out in the form of a poem. And so I'll read that poem. It's called The Sunshine Smiles Upon My Face. I close my eyes, sweet dreams arise. I listen to the birds, listening to every musical verse. And in the music and dance that bursts with complexity and delight, I open my eyes, I see vivid colours in leaves and in flowers, amid patterns rejoicing in the garden. And like an enchanting carpet beneath my feet, the ground becomes alive, connecting me with the earth and with the trees. My body becomes one with the sky and the surroundings. Its motion, its energy, force behind in memory. And looking up, I see the stars, red, blue and green, iridescent colours flashing across. Like living jewellery, luminous inwardly, breathing and flowing with the same life that's in me, as all is aligned, evoking a sense of beauty, like the teeth of a beautiful woman, as she smiles, transposing exuberance, as everything comes alive within this moment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's what I think characteristic of Richard's poetry. There's so much of music, so much of beauty, so much of nature in its various aspects. You know, I enjoyed reading Pleasures in the Pathless Woods as well. And one last question. I mean, when Shaptoshi was introducing, and even when I looked you up on the net, you were being described as the football club poet.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's interesting, where sports and poetry coming together. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
It's kind of unprecedented. I'm from Mansfield. I'm a Mansfield born and bred lad. It was actually, a few years ago, I just opened an email and it was from Mansfield Town Football Club, and they said that they were fans of mine. Would I be interested in writing something that represented not only the club, but also the community and the town? So, of course, I said, yeah, it'd be an absolute honour. So I wrote a poem. It's called This Is Mansfield. You can type my name in, type This Is Mansfield into YouTube, and you'll see it on there. And the amazing thing about it is that the video for it gets played on the big screen, and it gets played just before like the teams walk out onto the pitch for every home match, and it's fantastic. You know, it sends shivers down my spine. You know, when I'm watching them and it comes on, it's just, it's what dreams are made of.
That's so nice. I found that very fascinating, because you're taking poetry out, and not just in a library or in a club or in small readings or in the confines of one home, but it's there when a match is about to be played.
I actually performed when after the pandemic. I was invited to go in for Mansfield's first home match to welcome back all the fans. I was invited to go and perform it, and it was the biggest attendance since 1975. So I took poetry to the masses of Mansfield, and performed This Is Mansfield to 7,000 people. Poetry to 7,000 is quite something. But I'm a bit nervous.
That's the most fascinating bit of it, where you're addressing so many people and it's reaching out. That's really wonderful. So maybe we could end with one of your readings, or maybe you could read that very poem that.
Oh, this is all finished with this in Mansfield?
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Mansfield to India. Nice one. Okay. Let me just think of it. I'm not prepared for this. The golden amber shines upon the rooftops of our proud town, projecting a parade of glorious days of Bird, Arnold, Clark and Pate, a cast of vibrant hues in amber and blue. Mansfield town, we love you, and enduring tides that fall and rise with the emotional pull of Mansfield pride. I recall the heroic cry of '87 at Wembley Stadium and the magic of Ian Greaves' side. And let us not forget the headline makers of '69, when footballing loyalty was sent home packing and the World Cup winners were given a hammering. And in later years, Green's goals aided our return to the league. From Quarry Lane to Bishop Street, our stadium echoes with the sound of bellowing yellows. Mansfield town, we love you. Wagstaff, Kent, Foster, McCaffrey, all interwoven and populate our history, gracing our grass at the world's oldest professional ground. From 1897, as Mansfield Wesleyans, this club is built on grit, guile and graft, reflecting our community. And in the image of the stag, the centrepiece of our badge, a sacred animal, a symbol of authority. Throughout the decades, we stand strong, reflecting our community. War, industry, pandemic, none overcome us. Trials we face and we prevail. Together we keep on striving, for we are Mansfield, a small town with a big heart. As we look to the legends of the future and towards those who will make their name in the colour of amber and blue. And the sun continues to shine golden upon the rooftops of our proud town. For this is our town, this is our home, this is Mansfield. Thank you.